A friend of mine recently told me that he has some trouble converting people via cold email. And I thought, well, I might go into how I write copy for myself because my copy is performing excellent. And if you find yourself getting less than 1% response rate, even though you have fresh domains, so there's no deliverability problem, you get less than 30% positive response rate, you feel the urge to get hundreds of inboxes to compensate by going for volume, just to burn through all of them again. This is definitely for you because I'm going to show you how to do market research, how to write high converting direct response email copy, how to make sure that you don't land in spam and not take 30 years to get the next campaign launching. I know it's a struggle. I get that. I was in your position at some point, but I fixed it. So yeah, let's get into it. First things first, market research. This is extremely boring. It sounds boring. It gets fun with time because you get better at this stuff. Step 1 is getting Claude. Claude is an AI. It's called Claude AI. You buy a Claude subscription. The cheapest one does serve our purpose perfectly. Just get the cheapest subscription because you need this function, this feature, which is called projects. You can create a project in Claude and you're gonna create a project and you're gonna call it something solid like improving client acquisition because that's actually what we're trying to do. Then we're gonna add a description that is solid as well. E.g., I'm looking to improve my client acquisition metrics such as response rate, positive response rate, call booking rate, close rate, average monthly revenue, average gross profit, average customer stay in months. You can copy paste this. Start chatting. Go in there and start your first chat. The goal is to define your ideal customer as accurately as possible and come to a nice conclusion with Claude, meaning you just chat back and forth, you define your ideal customer, and then you use that ideal customer to do step 5, which is refining your offer. Most of you people, including me at some point, we're not running an offer at all. You're running a service description. That's not an offer. Redefine your offer for that very ideal customer. Make sure to tell Claude that the language is supposed to be something your ideal customer uses in their everyday life. It's very important. Everyday life. We are going for relevance, not for personalization. You will not hear me talk about icebreakers or random comments or compliments about the school they went to. No one cares. Relevance, greater personalization. Every single time. So this is enough AI for now. We're gonna get back to this at a later point. Now to writing high converting direct response email copy. The key principle is to being concise and relevant. Get to the point without being creepy, salesy, or annoying altogether. And there's no better way than to show you exactly how we write copy or how I write copy and how what works well. This is actually a copy that I just copy pasted out of my Smart Lead campaigns. Hey Simon, we're filling pipelines with companies needing 50 plus temps at a time. Our guarantee, you'll get at least 3 new volume accounts in 90 days or you don't pay. Cool if I show you how in a quick Loom video. Now the thing with this copy is most people will not understand what I mean with new volume accounts or what 50 plus temps are. What's a temp? That's the exact thing that I just mentioned. Like we're gonna make it relevant to the people we're sending to. We're sending to recruiters here. So if you're a recruiter, you will have recognized what 50 plus temps mean. If you are not, this copy is not for you. And that's what I mean with relevance. Make it relevant to your ideal customer. So let's go through this copy one by one. First step, ultra hard. Greet the recipient. Good stuff. You greeted someone. Hey Simon. Second, state what you can do for them. We're filling pipelines with companies needing 50 plus temps at a time. Not only am I stating what I can do for them, which is fill their pipelines, more specifically, sales pipeline, we are telling them what we can do for them using their language. Remember the 50 temps? That's us. Third, good practice, your offer. It's very nice to include your offer. It just makes it more usable for the recipient. And that offer, that is tailor-made for them specifically. We use their language again. And that's essentially why I started off with Claude. This is extremely important to get right. Again, relevance over personalization. But let's move on. End with a soft CTA. Get a yes. The goal of cold email is not to sell people. Not at all. You just spark a conversation. You just try to find a way where you can get someone to talk to you. More specifically, you're trying to get someone that can give you money to talk to you. That's the only purpose of cold email. It's not to sell the appointment, it's not to sell your service even, just to spark a conversation, because as soon as you are in the conversation, you're one step closer to a meeting. And as soon as you're in the meeting, you're one step closer to a close. Remember, this is only one way of doing this. And what I mean by this is only one way of writing copy. This is not the be all and end all script. The rule is to be extremely concise and focus on improving their situation. Which is also why there's no reason why you shouldn't try something like this. Hey Simon, are you currently looking to sign companies needing 50 plus temps at a time? This is one sentence. One sentence. Way shorter. You see, like, I didn't use the offer. There's no offer. I'm just asking a very easy question. It is very easy to say yes or no to this question. So we're trying to spark conversation, right? That's the goal. Be creative about it. There's no such thing as burning through leads. That's another fallacy that I see very often. People are afraid to text people because they're gonna run out of leads. You can recycle them at any point in time. At any time. No one cares. Recycle them. There's no way you're gonna burn through leads. There's no such thing. There are so many businesses out there. No way. If you are texting to billionaires that are running e-commerce stores that sell toilet paper, maybe there's only a handful of them. Maybe then you could burn through your leads. Maybe then. But otherwise, there's no way. So yeah, actually, you are being incentivized to try out a whole bunch of different variants because you don't want to land in spam. You only land in spam. There are a few reasons. There are technical reasons and there are human reasons. Let's talk about the human reasons. If you're annoying on email, people are going to mark you as spam, your email as spam. They're gonna probably tell you to fuck off too. So that's also a possibility. But let's focus on spam, right? They're gonna mark you as spam. If that happens often enough, your domain's reputation will just get blasted, ruined, burnt. You don't want to do that. So you want to write copy that is easy to say yes to. Yes is a positive thing. If someone says yes, they won't necessarily mark you as spam. If someone says no and gets a very easy out of your email, they're also probably not going to mark you as spam. Most of the emails that I get back that are negative, so not interested, are no thank you. Because it's very easy to say no thank you. Just takes a couple of seconds. And because they know I'm not spammy, as I've proven to them in my first email, I will not email them again. I will only email them again if they specifically tell me, no thank you, not at this time. If they give me that hint, I'm gonna reach back out in 90 days. But otherwise, I will not text them again. That's the promise. That's the human reason. The technical reason is you wanna look human. And if you don't look human, you're gonna land in spam because Google's gonna figure it out. Or Yahoo, or whatever the hell email service providers going to check your emails. But if you do high volume cold email outreach, let's get back to the document. If you use high volume cold outreach, you need to make sure that you look as human as possible on the surface. Meaning, if you send out the exact same email script, exact same, to hundreds if not thousands of people, any bot can recognize that. You're gonna just get marked as spam by the bot, essentially. So you're done. Which is why I put a lot of emphasis on varying your content. So using multiple variations. If you're watching this, you should be using smartlead.ai to send out your cold email. And if you do, I recommend to have at least one email variation per 250 prospects contacted per stage in your in your sequence set up in your smart lead. You just add a variation in each step of your sequence. So if you have a 2-step sequence, meaning you have the initial email that goes out and then you have the follow-up, in each of those boxes you want to have at least one variation per 250 prospects contacted. So if you contact 1,000 people, you're going to have 4 variations in the first box and you're going to have 4 variations in the second box. Again, be creative. Try different formulations of your offer, a 1-sentence email, 2-liners, more aggressive CTAs, less aggressive CTAs. The list is endless. The main thing is being non-spammy. And this is essentially what I meant with being creative. You can do so much shit. Like you use that fact and set up one email variation per 250 prospects per step in your sequence. This is very important, which is why I've emphasized this again, and I'm gonna actually make it bold. How to not take 30 years to set up your next campaign. Because now I've basically told you that usually you would have set up one single variation, right? And this already would have taken you too long because you couldn't decide like how to write your copy, etc. How are you going to write 4 times the copy without taking even more time? Option 1, using Claude. We've set up Claude, you have the subscription, you're gonna use it. Write the first variant and then use Claude to come up with more variations. But please, listen, please. Recheck the copy. Make sure that the language is actually specific to that audience and use common sense. The probability that that you can use the exact same copy that Claude returned it is higher. That is true. I'm talking facts. It is higher than with other AIs. The probability that you can use Claude and the probability that you can use the copy that Claude has given you is higher than with other AIs, but the probability in general is not high. So probably the most likely scenario is giving you something that's 70% there, 60% there. The rest you're going to fix by using this framework that I've just shown you. That's option 1. Option 2 is getting tailored help. Save yourself all of this headache and just comment help if you want my tailored help directly. Free of cost. I'm happy to support you via DMs. Either way, talk soon. I hope you enjoyed this. Subscribe to my new email newsletter if you want to see more stuff like this. Otherwise, we're going to see each other very soon. Bye bye.